Lots of crazy stuff going on out there right now. I know we're seeing it all over the news, so I'd encourage you to shut the TV off and let's just talk about things that are changing in Florida in 2021. Hey everybody, my name's Craig Cunha. I'm a real estate agent here in Florida. And if you're looking for more information about what it's like to live, play, eat, sleep, and buy real estate in Florida, then go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Hit the little bell to make sure you're notified every time a new video comes out. I'm getting calls from people every week, and I just love it. They're asking me what it's like to move here, what they need to do to be successful, and how I can help them. So if you've got a question, you've got to call, text, or email, because I've got your back when moving to Florida. All right, as I mentioned at the outset, there are a lot of things that are changing, both in my personal life, in my business life, and here in Florida. So we're going to run through some of these things, and you got to stick around to the end because we're talking about some changes that are exciting. They're going to be happening in the Southwest Florida area that are going to completely change the makeup of what this area is. First update, stick with me here. I did go to the derm yesterday. All this stuff that you see, all this red, that is the final stage where everything's starting to peel off, and it's all the pre-cancer cells. She said everything looks good, so far so good. No problems there. I did see something else, and I wanted to encourage some other people with some other challenges that I've had. If you notice, I'm wearing some nice light colors now. I love light colors. I love colorful, and I haven't been able to use it for years. I was like this guy. Yeah, not good, kind of terrible thing, but it's something I had to live with. So what did I do? I find colors that work for me. But you know, now I can wear whatever color I want, and I get away with it because that's no longer a problem. If you're somebody that has suffered with that or any other type of things or with yourself, get yourself to a doctor and have it checked. It took me until the last 5 years for me to drop my pride and kind of take steps in a direction to do things for myself that maybe I hadn't been doing the previous years. And there is a person that came into my life during that time that encouraged these changes. And yes, she is a nurse, so that helps the process and understanding, hey man, you got to do this preventative stuff. So I'm encouraging you, get out there, do the preventative measures to take care of yourself so that you can avoid looking like this in the future. Some more changes happening. I am now with a company called EXP Realty. And part of the reason that I did this change, made this big change, is because they are a major brand throughout the nation, throughout the world, really. And I want to be able to spread the stories of living in Florida to more markets than just Southwest Florida. And the best way to do that is with a larger brand that can spread me throughout the area. So if you want to know more about what it's like to live in different areas of Florida, go ahead and hit the comments down below and tell me where you want me to go and give you information so that you can make better decisions on where you want to be when you move to Florida. I've also gone to the next step of getting a transaction coordinator that will be in communication with all my clients from the time the contract's done throughout the entire closing process. Yes, I'm still available to speak to all those clients, but this person will literally be handling all the timing and communications and every little detail that needs to be done. The timing of everything these days is so much more important. If you don't adhere to all your deadlines, they can default that contract, throw you out, and put somebody else on it. So make sure you're honoring your deadlines, deposit deadlines, inspection deadlines, all the things you need to do, mortgage applications. There's a ton of things to consider when you're going through the buying process, but these people will be there to help us through this so that we don't miss any of those deadlines. One thing I keep hearing about from people is this a bubble? Some people are commenting on the channel saying, hey man, this is gonna be just like 2008. We're gonna have all this real estate collapse on us. Guys, let's relax. This market is not the same as it was back then. Yes, prices are increasing. Yes, there are shortages causing a little bit of hysteria as far as I need to buy a property now. However, the way it's being done is it's completely different this time. The banks are really rigid when they're giving out money. They're checking so many more things than they ever did before. And there's a lot more cash in the market. I reported previously, this was probably 2 months ago, that over 53% of the homes had 50% or more equity in them. Well, that's only gotten stronger. The number of people that I'm working with right now that are bringing cash is ridiculous. And if they're not going full cash, they're putting a ton of it down. So there's a strong position in every one of these purchases. And I think that if we just see ourselves through this, we're seeing a little bit of a plateau right now. Some of the best properties still getting multiple offers, still getting over list price. But I'm not hearing quite the exaggerated numbers beyond the asking price as they once were. Another thing that's happening in the market is appraisers are now able to put active listings into their comparable analysis for the banks. And you ask, well, why is that important? It's important because the homes that are on the sold list that the appraisers normally use, those went under contract a couple months ago. So with these price changes from time of contract to closing, they can't adjust the same way the market's adjusting. So by getting the active listings out there, it gives them another barometer of where the market's going. It's not to say they're going to get the full value from those ones that are asking prices, but it will give a little bit of a factor and consideration for other pricing. Also, if you are a real estate agent and a listing agent, go to the appointment with the appraiser. They will listen to your input. This will only help the buyer situation, the seller situation, to get through that process. The more information they can get from people that are quote unquote experts in the market, it's going to help them do a better valuation of that property for the bank and make everybody successful in the process. As far as real estate in the Southwest Florida market right now, as I mentioned, things are plateauing a little bit. I know my mortgage guy said that his applications were a little lower. That could be for a number of reasons. We are seeing a little bit of a change in the traffic. I had a client the other day that was visiting and he said, hey, you know what? I noticed it's kind of slowed down a bit. There aren't as many people around. Well, as more and more of these vaccines are issued in other states and people feel better about it, they're going to go home and they're going to get back to their normal routine in the states they're from. They're going to be able to go out and do the things they used to do that they haven't been able to do. So we will see our normal season change to some extent. The traffic will slow. The lines for the restaurants will be better. You won't have to wait as long. And the prices of things will adjust down throughout the off season. So just hang in there. We're going to get through that part of it. Florida is still amazing. We're still wide open down here. I know other parts of Florida. I'm again in Southwest Florida, so other parts like Tampa, Miami, Orlando, even just south of us in Naples, they do have some restrictions, but they're loosening slowly. So again, if you're one of those people that wants to adhere to those rules and regulations with masks and things, go ahead and do it. Keep yourself safe. But for the most part, it's something that's not seen here. You don't really have to worry about it. If you're looking for complete freedom, I suggest Southwest Florida. Some of the changes happening in Cape Coral, I mentioned at the beginning, we have a lot of stuff coming and it's super exciting because there's areas of our city that have been, they say the word blighted. It's just areas that have kind of needed a little bit of an upgrade. And one of them is the Bimini Basin. There's been an area, it's a number of acres in a space that's just right now vacant land. There's nothing there. They're going to go ahead and start building a project on the water that will offer dining, it'll offer rooftop dining, it'll offer storefronts, there's going to be a parking garage, there's going to be a retail section, so there's all kinds of things coming into that one area, and that's down there off of Cape Coral Parkway, and it's towards where the center of town would be, and again, our center of town is kind of small, so it's not a big, thriving town, but there's a lot going on there, lots of new restaurants, new storefronts, and again, this project will finish in 2023. It's supposed to start in 2022. So that's super exciting. We got that coming. Then, as you go to the north, I've been telling a lot of clients, hey man, look out for the Northwest. It is going to be the place to be in future years. And prices of land up there are still lower. Prices of homes are still lower. The Burnt Store extension, the expansion of the road, Burnt Store Road, is going to be complete here in the coming year, and that's going to take everything to 4 lanes. When it's 4 lanes from Cape Coral to Punta Gorda, things are going to fly through there. It's going to be an amazing way to get from here to there, and they're going to be able to put more storefronts and more things in the area. They're going to continue to build value. There is one that you might have heard of. It's called the Seven Islands Project. This is supposed to be everything from a hotel to single-family homes to condos, restaurants, storefronts. This is going to be a major project. When that happens, we should see all kinds of values increase out that way. Then there's this other project I just found the other day. I was doing a little research trying to give you guys some more information of why you want to be there, and I popped up into this area, and there's a number of acres that, again, is looking to be transitioned into a bunch of commercial buildings. It'll be some storefront stuff, some restaurants, and again, it's going to be on water. So if you know anything about Cape Coral, we are the waterfront wonderland. This is what everybody comes here for. They want the water. They want to dine on the water. They want to live on the water. They want to use the water for their activities. So if that's you too, look out for what's coming in Northwest Cape Coral. And if you want to get a piece of it, I'd get on it now, because those prices, even for a dry site, they were last year in the 10,000 range for a normal 80 by 125 residential lot. Those are now getting into the 30s, 40s, and 50,000 ranges. So get yours now while you can still afford it. All right, so that's a bit about the changes happening here in Southwest Florida. What's going on with me? What's going on with business? And if there's anything that I can do to help you, if you need to know more about this area, check out one of these other videos. And if there's anything I can do to answer a question for you, you've got to call, text, or email, because I've got your back when moving to Florida.